in Zimbabwe, we don't call our teachers by their first name. So it's like, we'll be like Mr. or Mrs., you know, and come here and everyone's just talking to their lecturers like, hey, what's up, Mary? Like, I don't even know. I found that so weird. I was just like, I don't know.
In the Studying in Holland podcast, we will talk about what it's like to live in the Netherlands as an international student. Putting down your roots as an international student can be challenging, but also very exciting. In the Studying in Holland podcast, we will talk about what it's like to live in the Netherlands as an international student. Today, we will discuss the Dutch educational system, the Dutch teaching style, working together with other students during your studies, and the social meeting point. I'm your host, Lotje, and today I'm here with Vincent.
Hi, I'm Vincent. I'm 21 years old, from Germany, and currently in my second year of tourism management at NHL Stenden.
And next to Vincent, we have Jade.
Hi everyone, I'm Jade. I'm from Zimbabwe and I'm 19 years old. I'm in my second year of creative business.
And next to Jade, we have Mohammed.
Hi, I'm Mohammed. I'm 25 years old from Qatar. I'm studying international business and currently I'm in my fourth year doing my internship with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice to have you guys here. As we like is to start with a culture shock. So I was wondering if anyone can share a culture shock with us.
Well, I can share one. I wasn't prepared when I came to the Netherlands about the Sunday routine for the grocery stores and also the shopping stores. So I thought everything will be opened until the regular time, like 9 p.m. I can go whenever I want to do the grocery because in my city, everything stays open until like 12 o'clock midnight. So one day I did not do my groceries. I was thinking to do it on Sunday. And then when I was in the store on Sunday, I was shocked because all the stores were not open until 12. And then I had to stay hungry. Yeah, so I was kind of shocked how the times are limited on Sundays.
Ooh.
We've all been there.
Even like the people from here have it. Like you forget that it's closing at like 4?
No, 5.
No, 5.
5.
Yeah. 5 or 6, I think.
Some are 5 and some are 6.
Pretty early in my opinion, but well, maybe you adapt to it at some point.
Yeah, currently I adapted to it, but in the beginning it was kind of problematic because you keep on forgetting about Sundays and then you get used to it after a couple of months and then it's okay.
You had to learn it the hard way.
Yeah.
The hungry way.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Well, thank you for sharing your culture shock. Well, let's move on to the statements. The first statement is going to be Dutch teachers are easygoing.
Easygoing.
Yeah.
Yes. I would say so. I don't know. I find it so weird because in Zimbabwe, we don't call our teachers by their first name. So it's like, we'll be like Mr. or Mrs., you know, and come here and everyone's just talking to their lecturers like, hey, what's up, Mary? Like, I don't even know. I found that so weird. I was just like, I don't know. But I would say, pretty easygoing.
They're not that strict either, right?
No, super chill.
I have quite a few strict lecturers, but
are they Dutch?
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're also like the strict ones are usually German.
Oh.
But no, I mean, I also get that because in Germany you just call them by their surname and you're like, good morning, Miss and Mr. And here it's just like, yo, what's up? I need that from you. Please send it to me.
Yeah.
And it's just,
Can you text me? Like, I just found that so like, it took a little bit of getting used to.
Yeah, my first lecture, she was like, here you have my phone number. You can also always text me on WhatsApp. It's totally fine. Like, I'll respond. And I'm like, okay.
I used to follow my teacher on Instagram and things.
Yeah, I still do. Some of my teachers, I follow them in Instagram. And it was also a bit of like hard for me, like, because in Qatar as well, we call them like doctor, then surname, or Mr. surname.
Doctor.
I mean, because in Qatar you have to have PhD to teach, even if it's a University of Applied Sciences or research universities.
Wow.
So so I was used to calling Mr. or title and then the surname, and then when I came here, I was like, what should I call my teacher? Like, should I call them by Sir, Mr.? Like,
No.
and then everyone was calling them by their names. So I was like, okay. And then it takes some time to get used to it.
Yeah, no, it definitely takes some getting used to. I think there's like a different, I don't know, I suppose like a respect barrier, I would say.
I think teachers prefer here like equal. It's like there's not this hierarchy. Like the teacher prefers, just call me by my name. Like if you even say like the more polite pronouns, you're like, don't call me that. I'm not old. Like they're always.
I find they're also more understanding, you know, like if you just say, listen, I can't come into class today or something like that.
Yeah, like one of our teachers in our first lecture when I was my first year, the lecturer was like, the lectures are not mandatory, so you don't need to attend the classes. You just need to like make sure that you prepare yourself for exams and then take the exams.
Yeah, it's your own responsibility.
So we like sometimes we used to skip the classes because it's not mandatory. There was no attendance, but it was not the same thing. For example, back in Qatar, because attendance was mandatory for all the lectures.
Yeah,
I mean, you're wasting your own money if you're not showing up. It's
fair point.
So the teacher's like, well, I'm gonna get paid with or without you. So
true. Yeah, but I also have the struggle because some of my teachers are German, and then sometimes it's easier if I have a question to just ask it in German because I feel like then I'll understand it better. But I never know how to use, like, if I should use the formal way or if I can also name them by, like, it's weird because in Germany we have like the different
slang kind of?
No, not slang, but like
informal
and formal ways of addressing a person, and in English you just have
you for everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
We have the same here.
Exactly. So I'm always like, what do I do? But it's fine.
Yeah, I think they prefer, I was taught that just be formal to people that are older to you, and they always tell you, you can just call me by my name because you make me feel old. That is like, well.
Yeah, hear that a lot. Don't make me feel old.
Yeah, trying to feel young. Well, let's move on to the second statement, which is, it's fun to work with students from all over the world.
Yes, I absolutely love it. It's just so different, the way that everyone approaches things. So also, I'm doing creative business, so a lot of creativity, I would say. It's in the name. And people have so many different like perspectives on like ways we can do things. Like, because everyone's just from all over and they do things so differently, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, different backgrounds. People do it differently where they're indeed from.
Yeah, I think it's also wonderful because you learn from everyone, and that makes you work more. For example, like one problem you approach in different country in a different way, but then you all learn how to approach it in a combined way. And then you also get to learn about their different cultures, and also, like, for example, when I used to work in different projects, we used to cook together. So every weekend or every week, we used to like cook different dishes and then team building with each other. So I think it's always fun to know each other from different culture.
Yeah, I also think it's nice to see what like similarities you have, because a friend of mine, she's from Finland, and I just realized how close the German culture is to the Finnish culture, and like the same ethics and the same ideas of how to tackle an assignment. So that was always interesting to see, and how different it is between, for example, like Dutchies and Germans, because Dutchies are like, yeah, I'm fine with a pass, and the Germans like, no, I want an 8.5 or higher. So that's always exactly, but it's always nice because at the end you always have to agree on like a kind of middle in
compromise,
between.
Yeah, because you learn how to work together as well with a lot of different backgrounds.
Yeah,
and that's quite useful, I would say, in life.
Useful.
And one thing I found similarities with Italians, like in Arabs, we are always late. So if someone says like, I will come at 11 o'clock, they come up at like 12 o'clock. And then I learned that Italians are also late everywhere.
Yeah, South Europe is basically... It's like, they are similar in that way. But for example, if you would compare like Dutch and German,
they're very strict
like the
with
most
time.
Punctual people, I think, in the world.
Except when it comes to partying, then you're fashionably late.
Of course.
Yes, always.
That is a rule. Definitely. Let's move on to the third statement, which is NHL Stenden prepares you for your future. Oh, this is an interesting one. Do we agree on this?
Well, I should hope so.
Not sure.
I don't know. Well, we're not there yet, so we'll have to see when we finish.
I agree with this because we've been working in various design-based education projects. So in the first module, the school provided us with the companies, so we didn't have to go outside and search for companies. But from the second module onwards, we had to approach different companies by ourselves, call them, email them. So in every project, we had to call, let's say, 30, 40 companies to allow them to take us to work with us. And we used to get rejected from different companies, but then we also got accepted by different companies to work on different projects. So that also allows us to make network. Yeah. And I also remember NHL Stenden also organized different match days where a lot of companies came to the campus, and then we get to meet with them, did some networking sessions with the different companies. So I think it all builds up to your skills, and also various activities that are organized by different associations within NHL Stenden also helps to develop your skills and expertise. And then when you apply for your job, because you know how to solve the problems since you have worked in DBE projects, so it allows you to tackle the problems that you're going to face within your internship companies and the problems they are facing and they want to improve. So I think NHL Stenden pretty fairly allows us to work in the future.
Because mostly of the projects, you think it's useful?
Yeah, I think it's very useful, especially the way you approach the problem. And because DB is like a loop, it's like a two loop. So you have the define phase and emphasize phase, and then you go for ideating phase. And then if you think that you don't have enough feedback or you don't have enough resources, then you can always go back and then come back to that stage. So I think it helps you to work independently, also in a group, and then you understand the problem much better. Because what I saw that a lot of students, like, they don't really dive deeper into the problems. They just try to go to the solutions. But I think it helps you to first to understand the problem from the root, and then you come up with the solution. So when you apply that to the companies, then it also helps you.
Yeah, for example, with the feedback and the evaluation assignments, I feel like those are very useful, but it's very time consuming, the process. But in the end, it's going to participate to your expertise. It's gonna be helpful in the future.
Yeah, no, I also agree with this statement, because we have so many projects and they're all for companies or with companies, or
it's quite practical.
Exactly, yeah, directly. You have maybe 3 weeks, it's like building up the theory, and then the rest of the semester you have just kind of practicing what you just learned by actually applying that, and having the interviews with companies, and just being in contact with professionals. And I think that is very useful. And I think the way the most of the programs are also structured, I think that you have to have an internship in the end is just very useful, because then an internship is then also again different to what you did during your study time here. So I think definitely helps.
And what I saw, for example, currently I'm working with the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. So we also follow the same structure as we follow in the design-based education. So we are having a global project for World Refugee Day, which is in June, in 3 months. So all these times we were working on one idea and one theme about climate change. But then this month we changed the entire theme based on the feedback, and then we received the feedback that we have to change the theme. So we have been working on all the process, and we prepared all the materials, but all of a sudden now we received the feedback, so we have to all start all over again. So it's like the DBE process. So we do actually follow the DBE system even in the companies, but maybe we don't call it DBE, but we do follow it. So when I learned DBE process in school, so it helped me understand the process, and it made my work more easier for me.
That is also the reason why they implement it here in the university, because then the overlaps with the company or like your future work is going to be easier. You can overbridge it easier if you are already used to maybe groups that are containing a lot of different nationalities, people with different learn how to work together. Most useful, I think. And let's move on to the last statement, which is the university is also a social meeting point outside of classes for students and lecturers.
100%. That's where I make most of my plans for, I don't know, my social life is always at school. And it's always like, are you at school? And then everyone's just like meeting at school. I mean, sometimes I just come here and I don't do any work, and I just kind of just chat and
just hanging out.
That's the danger of study landscape.
Oh, it is the worst. Go to the study landscape. I'm going to work in the study landscape. You walk past 3 tables, everyone that you know. Hey, what are you working on? You sit there for half an hour chatting.
You grab a coffee, you want to get some lunch, and you're like,
let's go for lunch.
It is so freely.
It's a trap. It's a trap, but it's wonderful.
Yeah, but do you think it's stimulating? How do I say it? Like the landscape? Is it as well a nice place to study?
Yeah, it is. I would say I like to study there. I prefer to do all my work at school rather than at home, because I don't do anything at home, if I'm being honest. Just so long as I don't get distracted, which I often do. But
that's a problem. You have to be in your mindset
sometimes
of actually getting things done, because otherwise you're just like seeing all of your friends and you see they're doing that and they're doing that and you're like, what am I doing here?
Yeah, but I've learned that when I really need to get work done, I go to other places in the university. So that I don't see anyone and I'm just like, okay, sit down, work.
Yeah, you're going to sit alone, you mean?
Yeah. Go sit by myself.
Like a place, like, there's nobody, great. I can focus. But I think for teamwork, like, for example, when was your last group project and where did you study? I mean, prepare it from home or?
My last group project was my grand tour, so it was in Bali last semester. And now we don't have any group projects because I'm doing my internship, which is individual report, and then my thesis, which is also individual report.
Okay. Well, for example, maybe Vincent, like if you have a project, do you prefer to like do it in the study landscape or?
I think for group meetings, I usually go into the tourism and leisure academy, the future lab, because it's not as crowded as the study landscape. And I feel like, especially if you want to get something done as a group, but everybody knows different people in the study landscape, so you just sit there and then people are just joining and going and you're like, hi, and there. So I think if I actually want to do something with the group, then it's better to just look for something a bit more quiet and not necessarily in the midst of the study landscape.
Yeah, the social setting.
Yeah, but for that reason, it's maybe as well a bit noisy. If you really want to focus, maybe then look for a more quiet spot.
Yeah, there are lots of places though, like so many places.
The only place that is noisy is like the study landscape, because people are actually discussing things there or just like socializing.
Absolutely full of creative business students.
Study landscapes reminds me of airport. Like in the airport, when you're taking a transit, all the flights from different countries coming together. So study landscape is like all the programs coming together.
The most random combination.
Oh, for sure.
It kind of gives off this vibe, indeed.
That's a good comparison. Makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does make sense. Nice one.
Oh well. I would like to ask if anyone has, maybe some advice for future students regarding the educational system. Any kind of tip you would like to give?
I would say definitely, I do a lot of group work and creative business. Always set ground rules for the people that you're working with, because things can get out of hand sometimes. And just have a good time and always be considerate. That's what I would say.
Okay. But what do you mean, by the way, with getting out of hand?
I mean, some people have bigger priorities than schoolwork. So I suppose just make sure that you vibe. You vibe with the people that you are working with, or at least try to.
Yeah, pick the right people.
Yeah, for sure.
If it's possible.
If that's possible. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they put you in groups and you're like, but that's also character building. If you're working with people that you don't get along with.
Can be a good thing. Otherwise, you're going to collaborate maybe only with the people that you already know, and then you're not going to learn from that.
And you're not going to grow at all. Like, that's you done.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
Yeah, and I think my advice would be to manage their time, because they are going to come to new countries and they will be living here alone. So they can easily get lost in the fun culture. So I think it's very important to manage their time, and also not to procrastinate, because sometimes they procrastinate and then they have lots of work to do, and then sometimes they have to take a reset. So
that is the biggest mistake I think all of us make.
Procrastinating for sure.
And
especially in study landscape.
Yes, exactly.
And you're gonna regret 10 out of 10 that you were not being productive that day because you're going to be stressed, and it's not necessary, really. It's
crying
really
at 3 a.m. before the deadline. You know, I haven't done anything.
Yeah.
Been there.
Why was I so stupid? You can prevent it easily. There are enough ways. Well, I think we can conclude that, for example, Dutch teachers in reality indeed are very easygoing compared to other nationalities, maybe. They prefer that you pronounce their full name. Well, not even their full name, just their first name.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be super super like formal.
Yeah.
You don't have to be well, it depends. First you have to know, first of all, if a teacher can prefer a formal like call me Mr. whatever. But yeah, I think in general you can say they're easy as well in their style of teaching. They're not like you have to be present, super strict kind of rules. It's more flexible, I think.
Yeah, you have to schedule it yourself how you want to.
It's your responsibility.
Think the more effort you put into your own program, the more you will get out of it. So
yeah, you are here for yourself. That is the main point in the end. And well, working together with very diverse people is I think we all can say it's fun.
Yeah.
You learn so much from it, and not only in the professional aspect, but as well like personal
personal growth,
personal way. And if NHL prepares you for the future, well, I'm pretty sure this university is a good place. I think it depends as well on what you see as like a good preparation, because some people might be like, I like to be tested for my knowledge, and other people think, well, maybe it's nicer to do projects, gain experience, networking, that kind of thing. But I think in general, you are going to be well prepared if you followed, for example, the DBE structure. And the university is a social meeting point outside of classes. Definitely, this university is really open with the like the study landscape and the diverse kind of spots you have in the university.
Just the campus itself is very inviting with a lot of glass and a lot of open space. Yeah, you have a lot of light.
Yeah.
I love that as well, natural light.
You can work outside as well. There are these nice spots, I think, at the bigger NHL building in the sun.
Yes, now that the weather is good.
It's improving.
Yay.
Well, during winter you can sit there as well, but I would not recommend.
Yeah, definitely not.
Not with the Dutch weather.
In the rain. Yeah.
You don't like that, I think.
No.
Yeah. Well, I want to thank you guys in the first place for joining this session. And we hope that you're going to join the next episode. It's about study choice.
Okay.
Interesting.
And well, we reached the end of the episode now. So if you would like to get more information in the meantime, you can check out the website of NHL. And well, till next time. Thank you for listening.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.